The Galactic Council had seen many wars in its 12,000-year history. Territorial disputes, resource conflicts, ideological crusades, all predictable patterns that could be analyzed, mediated, and eventually resolved through diplomacy or superior firepower. What they had never encountered was a war that began because a small, furry creature wandered away from its enclosure. Commander Zethkri of the Hegemony Fleet studied the tactical display with growing bewilderment. 47 star systems had declared neutrality in the past 6 hours. 12 more had openly switched sides, abandoning their centuries-old alliance with the Hegemony to join the humans. The most baffling part wasn't the defections themselves, it was the reason behind them. "Explain this to me again." Zethkri clicked his mandibles in frustration. "The humans have declared war. Over a pet?" His intelligence officer, a nervous Quillian named Vexta, shuffled through the holographic reports. "Not exactly a pet, sir. According to our xenobiological analysis, it appears to be a juvenile Earth creature called a red panda. The humans were transporting it to their research station on Kepler 442b when it escaped during a routine supply transfer. And our forces may have accidentally vaporized the transport vessel while conducting warning shots during the border incident 3 days ago." Zethkri felt his 4 stomachs clench. "We killed their pet during a routine intimidation display?" The juvenile red panda was named Biscuit, according to intercepted human communications. The creature had apparently become something of a mascot across their entire fleet. Across the galaxy, Admiral Sarah Chen stood before the assembled representatives of a dozen allied species, her usually composed demeanor replaced by something that made even the battle-hardened Krillian warriors take a step back. "You want to know what makes humans different?" she asked, her voice carrying the cold precision of barely controlled fury. "Every other species in this galaxy treats their wars like business transactions. Territory, resources, strategic advantage, all very logical, very rational." The holographic display behind her showed images of a small, rust-colored creature with enormous eyes and a ringed tail, playing with human crew members aboard various ships. "But humans? We don't just fight for territory or resources. We fight for things that matter. For principles. For justice. And sometimes," her voice softened for just a moment, "for a little red panda who never hurt anyone and just wanted to explore." Ambassador Thren of the Cetacean Union leaned forward, his massive frame dwarfing the podium. "Admiral Chen, with respect, declaring war over a single creature seems disproportionate." Chen's laugh was sharp as broken glass. "Disproportionate? Let me tell you what's disproportionate, Ambassador. Biscuit was rescued from an illegal trafficking ring on Proxima Station. She was nursed back to health by our medical staff, hand-fed by our engineers, and became the beloved companion of 300 crew members across 7 different ships." She gestured to the display, which now showed footage of the red panda climbing through maintenance shafts, being gently petted by armored Marines, sleeping curled up in someone's bunk. This little creature brought joy to people who spend months in the cold vacuum of space, fighting battles light years from home. She didn't care about species barriers or military rank. She just wanted scratches behind her ears and sweet potato treats. The room had fallen completely silent. "The Hegemony wants to treat this like collateral damage in their power games. But here's what they don't understand about humans. We remember every kindness and we remember every cruelty. When you destroy something innocent and beautiful just to make a point, you don't just make enemies, you make humans angry." Within hours of Chen's speech, the footage had spread across the galactic communication networks. The image of the small Earth creature, so obviously harmless and endearing, contrasted starkly with grainy security footage of Hegemony ships casually destroying the transport vessel. On Rigel 7, the usually pragmatic Centaurian Parliament voted unanimously to break their non-aggression pact with the Hegemony. Their statement was brief. "Any civilization that would destroy innocents so carelessly has no place among civilized species. The aquatic hydrans of the Tau Keti system, despite having no natural affinity for mammalian life, redirected their entire merchant marine to support human supply lines." Their ambassador's explanation was equally succinct. The small creature harmed no one. Its death demands answer. Even the notoriously neutral Crystalline Collective issued their first political statement in 3 centuries. In the patterns of this creature's life, We observe beauty destroyed by callousness. This resonates through all frequencies of existence, Commander. Zethakri watched his strategic map transform from reassuring blue allied territories to an alarming patchwork of red and yellow, hostile and neutral. Species that had remained loyal to the hegemony for centuries were reconsidering their positions, not because of territorial ambitions or resource disputes, but because they had seen a 3-minute video of a red panda playing with human children. Sir, Vexta approached cautiously. Perhaps we could issue an apology? Offer reparations? For a pet? Sir, our psychological analysis suggests that humans don't view it as just a pet. In their culture, the deliberate harm of innocent creatures is considered one of the gravest moral violations. They have a saying, the true measure of a society is how it treats its most vulnerable members. Zethakri stared at the tactical display as 3 more systems flashed from blue to red. You're telling me that an entire galactic alliance is collapsing because we killed something that couldn't even defend itself? In essence, yes, sir. The humans aren't just fighting for revenge, they're fighting to send a message that there are some lines you don't cross, some innocents you don't destroy, regardless of strategic considerations. As if summoned by his words, the communication array chimed with an incoming message from Admiral Chen. Her face appeared on the main screen, flanked by representatives from dozens of species. Commander Zethakri, she said, her voice carrying across the void between fleets. You wanted to know what humans would do for a lost cub. Now you know. We'll move mountains, we'll turn the galaxy upside down, and we'll make sure that everyone understands. There are consequences for cruelty. The transmission ended, leaving Zethakri staring at a strategic map that looked more hopeless by the hour. In his 4 centuries of military service, he had learned to calculate the cost of wars in ships, soldiers, and resources. He had never learned how to calculate the cost of breaking a species' heart. Outside his command ship's viewports, the first human dreadnoughts were already visible as points of light against the stars, growing brighter by the moment.